Hi, Gina here. Welcome back to day 20 of 55 Days of Christ Consciousness. I know I've been away for a couple weeks. For those of you who've been following along and waiting, thank you for your patience. Sometimes focus goes into other things. My energy has to be focused on some other things. And some of that is also rest. We've gone through a lot of energetic changes. Now we're here on September 16th in this new moon energy, and we already had our first card coming out for today's card pull in connecting with the 55 Days of Christ Consciousness. But before I show you the card, I'm just reminding you, we are working with this lovely, lovely Christ Consciousness deck created by Amanda Ellis and illustrated by Jane Delaford Taylor. And it's a really beautiful deck to support you in your self-mastery and embodying and learning to work with Christ consciousness energies that exist within you in the integration of your I am presence and your sovereignty. And it's self-mastery, okay? It's self-mastery. And it's just a really, really beautiful deck that has taken some time to create, and a lot of time to create. And it was a beautiful, beautiful creation that has come through to support all of you at this, whenever you come across it, as you continue your path of light and integration. So I'm just kind of cruising through here just for seconds. Yeah, it's just beautiful, the Christ consciousness journey. Yeah, it's beautiful. Anyway, I'll let you take in that image. And on the back here, I don't think I've ever read that to you guys. On the back, it says, this first ever Christ consciousness deck dedicated to helping us model teachings that led us to become Christed beings ourselves. Because remember, Christos means anointed. It's a level of energetic attainment. In Greek, it means anointed. And we have a sacred secretion that actually develops in our body. That's related to all of this energy. So our actual body changes and releases that sacred oil. Get more about that later. You can look it up and refer to it as the sacred secretion. Okay, so today's card that came out of the deck for today's connection is relieving suffering, move beyond pain. So beautiful and powerful. Just let me take that in for a moment. And what might that mean before we venture into the message from the book? Because so often I hear people talk about the pained body. And we have our emotional body, and it feels, and when we have deep emotions, we also feel it physically in the body. But as you build these skills, you learn to transcend and alchemize and detach from the emotions, that you are not these emotions, and you're learning to master the vehicle of the body and recognize its information coming to you. It's also you can feel it when a part of yourself dies and you surrender too. And it's just like sometimes you can go through grief and discomfort in the alchemy of bringing in your divine essence. Yeah. And pay attention. Those of you that are coming into more and more awareness and they're learning how to be this neutral observer as well, you're going to begin to recognize those around you that are stuck in this karmic wheel of suffering versus the spiral of ascension, where one can be depicted, and I'm simplifying this, okay? I'm simplifying it. One could be depicted like a hamster wheel. You're just go, 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 and you're stuck doing the same thing over and over and over again. And you're suffering by staying stuck in the same beliefs, the same patterns, expecting a different result, blaming others for your circumstances in life. You perpetuate your own suffering through your mindset and your actions and your choices. And some of you may be going like, what? I perpetuate my own suffering? Yeah, yes. On some level, many levels, many of us, myself included, has perpetuated our own suffering. Until one day you shift. There's something that happens in your life and it's just enough to get you out of the rut, or just enough to get out of you the wheel of repeating the same choice over and over, expecting a different result. As you learn to recognize, what is it within you that's perpetuating the suffering? How are you contributing to that versus blaming some external force for your suffering, or person or thing? So it's that victim consciousness that many of us are learning to let go of and come into, well, what's here for me to bring me back into center, to bring me back into harmony with my masculine and feminine energies. We may not say it that way, but how might I come back into my heart to be free of this experience so it no longer has a grip on you? It no longer limits you. You transcend it and are able to experience and remember past experiences, because they don't go away, but you're able to remember them through a lens that is pure and clean and true, through the higher self. You begin to recognize your human experience through the higher self and love. Let's even look at this depiction, right? Many of us could probably relate to this image, picturing Christ hanging from the cross versus all this light and purity, and almost in this purity in the flowers. Look at all the poppies. It looks like poppies in this path, right? Where we've gone linear, or vertical into our direct sovereign connection to God. Where Christ, this symbol, he showed us and laid us the blueprints to transcend the physical pain of the body. He felt no pain on that cross. He transcended it. Because he is not his body, as are you, are not your physical body. You're not your physical body. And that may be really hard right now for some of you to recognize that. However, the vehicle of your body is an energetic tool. It's technology. We are technology. We are energetic technology. How do you use your technology? As your soul is coming in and your I am presence is coming in, you're like, hey, we're going to use the technology of the body, the sensory, the sensory being as we experience this world. So let's come to the card and see what it has to say, the message, number 23. So I'm getting the nudge to look up the numerology for 23. It does reduce down to a 5. This up before. How funny, because we're also in a new moon phase right now. So it's the influence of the number 23. It's associated with moon, intuition, and emotions. And how perfect is that? It's a number of balance and harmony. In numerology, this combination of numbers is considered to be a master number. This means that it has the potential to create great things in life. And I'm going to see what else it might say here. Considered master number. Okay, just right. Connecting your intuition and emotions, create balance and harmony in life, manifest dreams and goals. This is such a beautiful, timely card to be pulled. It's associated with the planet Venus, connected to love, right? Very much love frequency energy. Fifth dimensional and above, you have to be able to master that energetic frequency of love. When we have a heart opening, it's directly connected to your emotions, emotional body. Emotional body is connected to water, the moon cycles, things like that. Think about how your body responds when it's in emotional states, right? Your physical heart, right? It gets pounding. When you're in trauma, when you're in fight, flight, or freeze, the hormones go out of whack. That's all related to emotions, right? The physical body is the last place to show any signs of discord based on your choices and actions. Okay. And that's not to say fight, flight, or flee is a discord, but when you stay in it, even though there's no threat, your body goes out of harmony. Your hormones get out of whack, cortisol dumps all the time. It's not a healthy place to be physically, emotionally, mentally. It will impact every aspect of your wellness. So for those of you stepping further into your path of light, right now is a powerful time as you transcend the body. It doesn't mean you're bypassing. I'm not talking about spiritual bypassing here. It means you're recognizing things, you're taking accountability, responsibility, you're learning how to merge and work with your intuitive center and your higher guidance together. Your emotional body, your physical body, the lower chakras that are connecting to the earth plane, navigate it. You're bringing that heart energy into those centers, they're purifying them, and you're seeing it from a higher perspective as you trust your intuition and then navigate and make choices from that space of the heart, through the heart. And this is happening faster and faster and faster. This is what's necessary in order to also, an aspect that is necessary to also manifest and create what you really want to bring forward in your life. This is also about personal power. Okay, self-mastery, being in your personal power, divinely connected, going vertical with your energy, your divine communication with source, your self-mastery of the body, the technology of the body, working with the universal rays of light, recognizing there's information from feeling pain, from feeling emotions. It's an informational code. It's an informational code. So now we'll come back to the book and share the message from the book. Moving beyond pain, move beyond pain, relieving suffering. That's what this card is called. How might you, when you relieve your own suffering, you also relieve the suffering of others. Any one person, animal, place, thing, because everywhere we go, we'll feel the imprint of you suffering. You release it all. Past lives, every soul lifetime, if you're clearing things, you're going to release the suffering from anyone else connected to that, and through this eternal moment of now. That's pretty exciting. Here we go. So you are asked to examine what you have been carrying, maybe alone, that has become so heavy it weighs you down. Like the cross on Jesus's back, it is causing pressure, stress, and discomfort, creating no peace of mind or ability to fully cope. You may have considerable baggage and unhealed trauma or pent-up rage or sadness. It may have been a long road you have walked, fraught with effort, hard work, and pain, or a shorter experience. But either way, your energy levels may be low, depleted, and needing a period of rest. Considerable responsibilities and duties, whether from a job, your family, or just modern day life, may be factors. Okay. And some of you may, yeah, I know this. Look at how I didn't post for 2 weeks, maybe 3. I needed to rest, right? So it's all there. So the synchronicities are there, right? So honor that in these natural cycles, as we also are in month 9. It's a beginning and ending of a cycle. So honor the cycle of yours that you're in, okay? Because cycles can have different length periods, right? It could be the cycle of your day, cycle of your week, month, what have you. The cycle of the moon, the earth, the year, right? Health may also be highlighted, whether physical, mental, or spiritual. A period of struggle you have gone through can certainly be indicated via this card. The cross has long been the cross has long been associated with Jesus's greatest struggle, but also his greatest triumph. This kind of reminds me of the dark night of the soul. Some of you have experienced, right? You can have really deep struggle, but when you get through it, you're going to come out of it with such triumph. And in a way, you're totally transformed from it. You are reminded that you too will triumph over any obstacle you face, and that whatever has occurred, it is witnessed by spirit. The times you were isolated, alone, afraid, and in pain have all been part of your journey, but will not be the end of you. Far from it, you will grow from what you have endured or are going through. Any deeply etched line upon the brow, any gray hair, shows the markings of one who has survived what would have vanquished lesser beings. You are both a fighter and a winner, and an indomitable soul. Nothing is lost, just nothing was lost for Jesus upon the cross. For he did not die, but he was rebirthed anew. The suffering was the doorway to something far greater, and every tear and anguish cry forged deeper wisdom, understanding of the human spirit, and faith, and a greater power. I'm going to reread that for you because I feel many of us need to be reminded of that. What we go through forges us. Okay. The suffering was the doorway to something far greater, and every tear and anguished cry forged deeper wisdom, understanding of the human spirit, and faith in a greater power. In a greater power, a greater power that you are connected to, and a greater power that is within you, always. Always. But there's a piece of this where I see many people now, you no longer have to suffer to that extent in which perhaps you thought you might have, right? You don't have to go through the abusive relationships in like those contracts that some people have gone through on a soul level. Some things, it can be argued the soul contracts will exist, and yes, I believe that they do. However, you also have the power to rewrite your record and release yourself from contracts. You have the power to do that now, but you still have to do the work. Because if a lesson has to be learned, your soul will go through the agreement. It came down here to learn those lessons. I hope that makes sense for some of you. Okay. But just remember, you're ascending now. You're coming off the karmic wheel of suffering. And you have the power to just choose to be in your light and call forth the wisdom to learn and become the sacred light and pure essence that you are. In a way that does not require you to suffer, but you have to become aware when you're contributing to that suffering. Okay. It's complicated and simple at the same time. But the sooner you recognize how you're contributing to your own suffering, because like this card says, and reminds us all of, Jesus was one of many who laid the template of ascension for us. It was the way he led himself through it. It was the way he led himself through it. In holding that higher perspective of others, even those that caused him harm and harm him. This is the alchemy piece. It's the violet ray. It's the purity. It's the I am presence. I'll continue on the book. Into your hands I commit, this is in quotes, into your hands I commend my spirit. Into your hands I commend my spirit. Into your hands I commend your spirit. I said that 3 times. It's not written there 3 times. Unquote. Were not the words of a beaten man or victim, but one who surrendered, knowing that he would always be looked after, even in his hour of greatest need. He surrendered. He knew what he was here to do. As do you. You will wake up to that knowing too. And I feel it's a simple task. Well, not simple always to get there, but when you leave love in this world, that may be the greatest task for you to do, is to give and receive love to yourself and others. Acts of kindness, generosity, not in a way that leaves you depleted, but in a way that also fills you, that you also receive those same things. Just something to throw in your hat, maybe keep in mind that when you lead the life through these ways of being, it's a simple life. It's a simple life. And it can bring you the greatest joy. He never lost his faith, and neither shall you. You will never be abandoned. And truly, at all time, a greatest need is when we are often feel closest to God's presence. You are assured that you will always be held, and God has a plan for you that may not be visible or obvious, but it's very real and present and unfolding now. You are asked to gently begin the process of releasing the old stained shroud you wear. It bears the markings of what you were, not who you will become. A new gown awaits that is golden and illuminated with light. The shroud discarded on the cross reminds us that, like Jesus, the eternal beings given new keys to further doorways of existence and soul growth. The poppies of peace the poppies of peace mix the poppies of suffering, old and new energies, symbolizing that we never forget what we have lived through, but we can begin to make peace with it. Realizing our life is the sum of many parts, light and shade, happy and tragic times. Your story does not end here. It moves on, and all that you have learned will be invaluable wisdom to share. Your increased empathy and understanding will help many who have not walked in your shoes and fail to understand. Taking your hand now, Jesus walks with you away from the cross to pastures new, filled with the buttercup flowers and birds, where you are invited to give thanks to all that shaped you into the strong and valuable member of planet Earth, who is precious and loved and always was. You too are that. You are loved and always are and always will be. It's here. It's in your connection to life. So let's see what support might come for you as you connect with these energies, relieving suffering and move beyond the pain based on what we just read and ignited, invoked, and reminded ourselves of tonight. We're going to pick a card from the Ascended Master deck, Ascended Oracle deck from Diana Cooper. I'm just going to ask for one card and we'll see what happens. Sometimes groups of cards pop out. And I got to say, it feels really great to be back online today with you, all of you, because I do enjoy doing this work and hopefully it supports some of you in some way that come across it and supports you on your unique journey. So we're going to ask Archangel Metatron and Jesus to assist in just bringing one card right now of the Ascension card deck to support you in this energy. And here we go. Earth. We have the Earth card. It's beautiful. It's because what was that last line? To the strong and valuable member of planet Earth. Earth, who is precious and loved and always was. Earth. How perfect is that? Earth. I love Earth. And then we're still in Virgo, and Virgo's the Earth sign, Earth energy. I happen to be Virgo and Earth energy, so it's not a surprise that I'm very grounding force, and many Virgos are in general. Not all of us, but many, because there's a lot more that goes into being grounded, but it's an Earth sign. This card invites you to connect to Lady Gaia, the angel in charge of our planet, as well as to Taia, T-A-I-A, the elemental master of Earth, and his Earth elementals, including goblins and pixies. Invoke Master Rogoski, R-A-K-O-G-S-K-Y, master of the 11th ray of mysticism. I love it. Of mysticism, to help you attune to the wisdom of our glorious planet, then listen to its heartbeat to further expand your consciousness. Ask the Earth dragons to help you connect to the hollow Earth and Lemurian wisdom. Earth loves, nurtures, and welcomes you. So this card of joy and celebration. It's a beautiful card. So here's the affirmation that's listed on the bottom. I thank Lady Gaia for inviting me to be on Earth. I thank Lady Gaia for inviting me to be on Earth. I thank Lady Gaia for inviting me to be on Earth. And it's really becoming more and more important to have your earthly connection, because the planet has a consciousness of its own. It's living, it's breathing, it's expanding. It's in her own ascension. That's part of the universe. So we can allow the universe to continue expanding. No different than ourselves. If we have limitations, sorry guests, that are holding us back, they must be released. The Earth too does that same thing. Same thing, just on bigger scale, and we all feel it. So as she ascends, we too are ascending along with her, with those energies coming in. So it's felt through us. As the angel of the Earth, Lady Gaia, she invites her soul to come to the planet. And our soul says, yes, I will come. I will come. And so those of you coming to a certain level of your own awareness, your soul, purpose, and starting to ask yourself those questions, what's my purpose here? That's a soul and divine question. That's not the human in you question. You're waking up to that higher guidance, right? So I invite some of you to focus on the integration of your higher self, of your Christ consciousness energies, because that's what's coming in to your being And that's what you're learning to embody, those qualities and attributes and self-mastery of the universal rays of light of your Christed self. So I invite you to breathe, connect with the earth, because she will help you integrate and stay grounded in your physical body while you're experiencing the integration of higher frequency and vibration and light into your body and being, emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual. Trust in the higher power of what's happening. Will there be discomfort in this process? Yes. I wish I could say no, but as far as I've experienced and many others, it's uncomfortable because there's parts of yourself and ways of being that must go. You must surrender to the light within you, the light that you're connected to, and any aspect of you, belief systems, old patterns that are imprinted in you on a cellular level must leave your body mentally, emotionally, physically. So we may feel that sometimes through the feelings of anxiety, the feelings of trauma, the fear, all of a sudden I'm afraid and nothing really happened, right? Because your body is changing and receiving higher frequencies of energy, and it's feeling the vibration of that. So the tools to use, which I say often, nature connection, connect to earth, talk to the elementals, talk to the trees. They will assist you in building your network of communication and to stay stable and grounded while you're receiving higher frequencies of energy and light, because that's how you get communicated to. That's how we're communicating with life all around us, is through vibration and frequency and light. That's frequency, sound, vibration. We are a harmonic tool that is being retuned and recalibrated to a higher state so we can operate efficiently and be in our harmonics of the energetic body. Use your pillar of light daily. It's an energetic tool that will support you greatly and keep you protected. Not out of fear, just out of learning how to use your energetic technology, your design of your body. Invoke your pillar of light, that invoke the violet flame to assist in alchemizing lower vibrational energies into their highest energetic state. And release them from your body that is not meant to be there anymore. Connect with earth. She will show you how to do this too, to stay grounded and in your body while you're bringing in your higher qualities. They will show you how to integrate the dark into light, because she's experienced all of it, partly our own doing. This symbol and earth is two sides of the same coin, as above and so below. As you bring in your higher qualities, what's in the heavens is in the earth. What's in the earth is in the heavens. So if you want more purity in heaven and more purity on earth, you continue to bring in your Christ light, and it all raises together. You learn how to work with the holographic imprint and bring in your divinity. That's all I have for you tonight. Have a really blessed day. I'm gonna go to bed. I don't think I'll be writing a description today, as many of them hit or miss with those. Listen to this video, share it, like it, if you like my content. And yeah, much love to all of you. And happy birthday to those fellow Virgos and everyone else along the calendar. But I hold a special heart to Virgos because I am one. All right, have a great night.